Hello there. Welcome once again to my Facebook page and YouTube also. My name is Dr. B, and this is one in our series on relationships. I started the other day on talking about 10 types of men women should avoid. And today I'm continuing with that series by discussing another type of man you should avoid. And I'm going to talk about two types of people you have to avoid. The first one, I said it yesterday, the narcissist. Narcissist, the man who is just concerned about himself. Today I'm talking about the rebel, Rebel. A lot of women are attracted to the bad guy, the bad boy. There are women that have this magnetic pull towards the bad boy in society because there's just something mysterious and romantic about the rebel. So a lot of times we'll find that the rebel in a society, the bad boy in town, is also a rebel in marriage. And very soon you'll find him rebelling against you. This is a social justice crusader. He's a man that believes in justice, a man that fights, everybody fights government, he fights in church, he's always thinking of equal rights, always thinking of, wow, good. But the question is, do you have the capacity to live with him? Because when he gets home, he's going to continue fighting at home. The rebel doesn't draw a line. He doesn't know when the fight is over. He doesn't know when the whistle is blown and the match is over and he has to go home. He's always looking for the next fight to take place, the next justice. So he will fight you over your maid. He will fight you over the children. He will fight you over the driver. He will fight you over the car. He will fight you over the car keys. He will fight you over the landlord. He will fight you over the English you speak. He will fight you over because he's a rebel. Now, there's nothing bad in being a rebel as such, but you have to know and have the shock absorber, the capacity. You see, there are people that are designed, that have been created to live with rebels. If you know you've not been created to live with rebels, why do you want to go and give yourself that level of activity and of struggle? There are other men out there. You say, well, men are few. This is just the only man I've found that has given me all that I need. He's so nice in bed. He's such a generous person. Yes, he's a rebel, but you know what? I like him. Good. The caution here is that a rebel in town is a rebel at home. So I was ready to relate with the rebel. That's why I mentioned the word capacity. Shock absorber. Do you have the strength to continue every day to argue over everything, from the color of your hair to the perfume you are using to the red lights and the traffic hold up? Do you have time for that? There are people that are cut out to marry rebels. If you are cut out, oh, wonderful, good for you. But you must know that one of the key things in getting married to a rebel is to love rebels and to be ready for those moments when he picks up fight with a taxi driver, with the conductor, with the pastor, with his parents. When he picks up fight with his parents, that's not the time to begin to say, I regret ever marrying you, because guess what? He's better than you. Why? He revealed his true nature from the outset. He told you. You saw it in him. I tell you this. Don't think you can change a rebel by just loving him and showering him with gifts and nice sex and everything, and think the rebel will become a good person. He's a good person. That's how he sees life. He sees life from a paradigm, and he won't change it. And your job is not to change him, but to understand him and lead him to love you. Why? Because a rebel will constantly see something wrong with people, with society, with the rules, with the regulations, with regulators, and with so many other things. So I'm going to marry a rebel. You have to be a rebel of some sorts. Rebel of sorts. You have to begin to know the way he's thinking. Instead of arguing with him, compliment him. If you decide to walk against a rebel, you may spend your lifetime just fighting and never stop fighting. That is why the first thing to do is to go on his side. If you don't like him for being a rebel in the first place, don't marry him. Oh, I never saw it coming. You did see it coming, but you thought you were going to change it. So what's the best thing to do? When you are in love with a man, and you notice a man is a born rebel and is rebelling against everything known and unknown, take a step backwards and ask yourself, is it the kind of life I'm going to live? If you know you're not cut out for that, back up. Back up. And leave him. There are people that are caught up for him. And when they come, they will enjoy him. Now, if you maybe you just found yourself married right now, and you don't know push to enjoy it, but you find out that you are living with a natural rebel, the first thing to do is stop arguing and fighting with him. Next thing to do is beginning to understand the perspective he's coming from. Some people are fighters for social justice, equal rights, and the downtrodden, the victim in society, and they want things to work out well. They're perfectionists, and so they rebel against mediocrity and everything, then begin to understand them and take side with justice, take side with equality. You see, these kind of people they don't rely on sentiments. Whether it's a father or not, is wrong, and they want the father to be dealt with. Whether it's a mother or not, no, mom, you're wrong, face the law, go to jail. If you're going to remain happy with them, you must understand why they do what they do. Stop criticizing them without a reason, and begin to join them in the fight for social justice. But it's another kind of rebel I may find very, very difficult to live with. It's not a rebel for social justice, equal rights, and feminist rights, and things like that. It's somebody who always wants to drive on the wrong side of the road. Always going against the tide of public opinion, deliberately, without any recourse to do so. If you're saying something is blue, he must come out and say it's black. He must come out and say it's red. He never wants to agree with the grain of popular opinion. He swims against the waves, so to speak. So rebels, this kind of rebels, what they do, they tell you every time you are wrong. Even when you are right, they make you feel you are wrong. If you're reading a paper, they question the newspaper. Without even knowing the title of the book, they tell you are reading rubbish. Yes. So everything to them is either black or white. Now, the danger with such people is that they end up criticizing your every move, finding fault with the way you carry yourself, finding fault with the color of your dress, finding fault with your height, with your speech, with your language, with your syntax, with your grammar, and they end up every time criticizing you. Question is, how far can you go with somebody who spends all the time finding fault in your life? This is not social justice. This is not equal right. This is not an attempt to correct a seemingly wrong point of view. This is that everybody is always wrong and I am always right. Can you live with a rebel? Men you should not live with. Before I leave, I want to mention, I'm talking about the narcissist. Did you get that when I talk about narcissist? I've talked about the rebel. I'll talk about the third one and we close. Mama's boy. Mama's boy is a very, very serious case. You know how a man treats his mother is how he will treat you. So many women look for a guy who is close to his mom and spends a lot of time with her. But be careful. If it's too close to the mom, you find yourself married to his mother as well. So you better get used to hearing, my mom doesn't do it that way, my mom doesn't do it this way. And you better get used to his mother being your marriage counselor as well. And it happens with children that are either firstborn or the mother raised them because their father died or separated, and the mother became their guardian angels. Whatever they did in life, they owe it to their mother. Their thesis dedicated to the memory of my mother, or to my mother, who was there when nobody else was there, and they worship their mothers. And in return, these mothers dot over them. My son, my son, my son. At times they're the only child, at times they're the firstborn, at times they may be the lastborn, but this boy can't do anything in life without thinking, what would my mother do if my mother was in this condition? Now, there are people like that out there. Like I always say, you must have a capacity to marry such people. One, you must agree that your mother will be a constant shadow in your house. Rather, his mother will be a constant unseen presence in the house. Every little thing is calling his mother to discuss it. Come back from work, he branches his mother. There's nothing bad in that. But it's not just dropping a bunch of bananas or plantain. He's branching his mother's house to report you to her. Now, if you're married to mama's boy, it's tough, but it can work. First thing, you've got to love mama. Then you've got to worship mama with your husband. Don't think you can succeed in cutting the umbilical cord that ties your husband to mama. In the process, you may lose both your husband and your marriage. So the first thing to do is recognize that this your husband is mama's boy. And if you really want the marriage to work, love mama, get close to mama, worship mama, and listen to mama, and let mama be your counselor and your guide. If by so doing, your husband will begin to see you as his second mama. Where do you go from here? If you know you can't stand it, like they say, if you can't stand the heat in my kitchen, get out of my kitchen. If you can't stand mama, you can't stand mama's boy, then don't get married to mama's boy. Thinking you're going to change mama's boy or mama, it's too late in the day. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. And like can you teach an old man to write with his left hand? What's the way out? Deliverance? Maybe prayer? You can do that. But first thing, don't marry somebody you don't know. Don't marry somebody and think you can change the person. There are some things you can never change in somebody's life. Did you get that? I've talked about mama's boy, and I've taken pains to talk about the rebel. Which one do you think you can cope with? It's all about capacity. If you have the capacity for it, take it on. Remember, even the best of battles have casualties. The big casualty. I fight battles that are avoidable. Why get involved in wars that you can avoid? Now come again your way next time. This is Dr. B telling you, have a great relationship. Get involved with the person you want to get married to. Know him or her very well. If you have a problem, there's a phone call away, SMS, send me a text, or go to my Facebook page on drb.com, or go to www.drb and let's talk. You can call me on 08171 999 888. You can call me on 08072 88 0000. So I'll come again your way next time. Have a wonderful marriage, a wonderful relationship. I pray it works. I pray you surmount mountains and survive valleys. They will come again your way Saturday 6 p.m., Sunday 6 p.m. This is Dr. B wishing you all the best. Wish yourself. Thank you for listening. God bless you. Bye.